Welcome back to the Wrestling Review. We are your hosts, Chase and James, and we're going to get straight into SmackDown. Kicking things off, Jelly Roll. We saw Jelly Roll coming to SmackDown, and then in the back we saw a T-bone, like a car crash, and it was Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu. Drew McIntyre T-boned Jacob Fatu, and they started brawling out into the entranceway, and then Jacob put Drew through a table.
I do like what they're doing here. I think this will be a good rivalry, but just not having Drew McIntyre back in the title scene is a little weird.
It is a little weird.
Especially because he has his rematch and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
I know that Cody and Randy is going to be the main event there, but this is going to be a great match. Hopefully a little bit more like blood-fueled than it is right now.
Yeah, well, we'll get a little bit to what happens later in the night, but Hell in a Cell.
Ooh.
Because of what happens later in the night. Just saying.
Definitely.
Our first match was the MFTs taking on Damian Priest and R-Truth. The MFTs defending their tag team championships and losing.
Finally.
Yes, finally. Losing their tag team titles to Damian Priest and R-Truth. The White Six tried to equal the playing field a little bit, and they did, helping Damian Priest and R-Truth win.
I think that's a great choice.
Yeah.
R-Truth is amazing. Damian Priest is amazing. MFTs have had it for a long time. I know they're going to continue to feud with
White Six.
with the Wyatt Six, but I mean,
Again, we need to end this feud soon, please, and thank you. And then backstage, we saw sad Johnny Gargano with his wife, Candice LeRae, and Candice was like, "Hey, Danhausen, can you curse Johnny so he's not sad anymore?" And Danhausen was like, "You got $20?" And he took the money, and he disappeared. Danhausen disappeared. No cursing, none of that stuff.
do you know what makes me so mad about Gargano and like whatever he's doing right now?
He's a great performer.
I watched him and Adam Cole best 2 out of 3 match on YouTube the other day,
I love it.
and it was amazing. And I was like, this kid's not wrestling.
Why isn't he wrestling? His matches in
on.
NXT were phenomenal.
Yeah.
And now you're just making him depressed and sad and all that. And then we saw Sami Zayn backstage. Sami Zayn said that he just can't stop thinking about Cody and what happened to him last week, and that he's going to try to beat Aleister Black in his match that happened later tonight. And then Trick Williams came in. They might be setting up a match for next week's SmackDown with that, and that could be a WrestleMania match as well. Then we had Motor City Machine Guns taking on Fraxium, which again, their dynamic, really good.
Yeah, the only thing I could see happening is that they get a little bit stale, just because they've faced off so many times at this point.
I could see that.
But they're so good.
They're so good. Just have them a best out of 7. Just do it.
Yeah.
Like it's just,
Then the stakes are like reinvoked.
Yeah,
and,
like everything's like higher up. Make them number 1 contenders match. During the match, Candice LeRae came out and helped the Motor City Machine Guns win. Alex Shelley, this guy, did not really see Candice LeRae help Chris Sabin win the match, so he was a little kind of distracted with that. But so they might be sowing some seeds of splitting up MCMG here. I hope they don't.
I think it could be one of two things. They could be doing that, and that would be really good. That would be a really good way to. I think that they're both good enough performers where they're able to maybe split off, but then eventually they'll have to come back together.
So it's kind of like going apart, and then
Yeah.
later down the road, maybe they have a couple matches, and then they come back.
Yeah.
Very nice. We saw Randy Orton. He came out, and he was just like, I will win at WrestleMania. I will become a 15-time world champion at WrestleMania, and I will beat Cody Rhodes in the main event.
Like he should.
Like he should, yeah, to get number 15. Then we had Sami Zayn taking on Aleister Black. During the match, Trick Williams dumped his drink over Sami to distract him, and Aleister Black wins.
That black mask was.
Oh my God.
It sounded good.
It sounded good. It looked good. It looked hard-hitting, as it should.
It's one of the best finishers.
Oh, yeah.
He's super good.
He's really good. And then out came Jade Cargill. Boo! I don't like this build, still. Like,
They could have done something cool with it, and then they just didn't.
well, they tried doing something cool. So Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley had a standoff. And then Jade Cargill went to leave. And guess who came out? B-Fab and Mishin. And we were all just like, ooh, they're going to attack Jade and make sure she doesn't run away. No, they turned heel, and now they align themselves with Jade. Why? Why? It doesn't make any sense. Sorry for a tangent, but it doesn't make any sense. They've been feuding with Jade for a few months now, And it's just, you keep losing to her. Why are you associating yourself with Jade now?
I don't understand this.
I
at
don't
all.
understand it whatsoever. I think it's creative being like, well, Jade needs to. I don't even know. No, I don't even know. I could not tell you. Backstage, we saw The Miz, and he was like, I've been having a bad week since Danhausen cursed me. And then Danhausen appears, and he's like, I'm going to curse you again. So he curses him again. And The Miz was talking with Kit Wilson, and he was like, you need to go out there and show Jelly Roll who's boss. A ladder fell, did not hit Miz. Kit Wilson leaves frame, and then The Miz turns around, and a second ladder finally hits The Miz because he got cursed.
I think this is either a way to write The Miz off of TV just for a little bit, or, Danhausen's so good.
He's great. We also saw a little bit of Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre attacking each other once more, just, again, elevating that feud. And then we had the United States Championship match between Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov. Again, it's what you love to see in a United States Championship match between these two. Hard-hitting, just like go, 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 no stop. And Carmelo Hayes wins.
Yeah, they were teasing this for a little bit. I know Dragunov was in like a little bit of a slump,
A little bit.
but pick it up now.
Yeah,
you know?
they gotta, again, what we've been saying, build up stars so then these matches feel big. This match felt big
Yeah.
because of like what happened in the past, but they gotta keep building up these stars to make these mid-card matches feel bigger than what they are.
Trick Williams. Ilya Dragunov.
Trick Williams, yeah.
Javon Evans.
So then Kit Wilson called out Jelly Roll, and this was definitely a segment that definitely happened. And then Kit attacked Jelly Roll, and then backstage we saw Jelly Roll with the general manager, Nick Aldis, and he said that I want a match against Kit Wilson next week, and we're going to get that next week, I guess.
Mania match here. They always have one.
They got to have one comedy match. This will be the match, and Jelly Roll will probably go over. Yeah. And then the Women's Tag Team Championships were defended. Lash Legend and Nia Jax, the Irresistible Forces, took on Nikki and Brie Bella of the Bella Twins. Charlotte and Alexa Bliss interfered in this match, and it ends in a DQ. Multi-woman match at Mania. That's what I'm thinking.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Four-way with Jade Cargill's little new group.
Well, Jade has to defend the title.
I know, but then ladder match, four-way ladder match at Mania.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get four-way ladder matches at Mania. I'm not gonna lie.
Get us a ladder match at
Get
Mania,
us a
please.
ladder match at Mania.
And then our main event segment, well, before that, Randy saw Matt Cardona backstage and pushed him and told him that he is not a good wrestler, basically, and that he is what we call a mark, who is just like a wrestling stan. So the main event thing was just like Randy apologizing to Matt Cardona. He's like, I'm sorry, let's just mull this all over. Shook hands, and then Randy kicked him below the belt, hit him with an RKO, and just demolished Matt Cardona.
They're building something huge here. I don't know what it is. It's
So-
like, because everybody's pissing off each other.
Yeah.
Maybe a 9-way ladder match at Mania.
What I'm thinking is Randy will probably win at Mania, and then Cody will get his rematch at Backlash, and then this could be Randy's first feud as champion. Maybe. I know that's a stretch, but. And then we saw Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre fighting in the car parking lot, and the security guards forgot that they can climb a fence, and they fall backwards onto the ground, onto a car. Who knows? Again, just building that feud up. Please, Hell in a Cell, Falls Count Anywhere, something at WrestleMania.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I know Jacob Fatu's not your favorite. However,
They're building him really well right
they
now.
are building it really good. Our next segment is James's WrestleMania match of the week. I'll let you take this over.
2011, 2012, I bought this pay-per-view.
Yep.
I had my whole family come over because I'm 4 or 5 years old. I know it's going to be good.
Yeah.
It is. Once in a lifetime.
Not the second one, the first one.
No, it was twice in a lifetime, but
It was twice in a lifetime.
John Cena versus The Rock.
The first time.
The song for this, amazing. The build for this, amazing. Everything about this match was just, it's my childhood.
Yeah. Pretty good match.
Yeah.
So if you want to go watch that match, go watch on Netflix, WrestleMania, whatever that Roman numeral is. I'm not reading that because whatever. Kicking things off with Raw, we had Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman come out, and Paul Heyman was just like, Obafemi is not going to beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Obafemi's peak was last week when he put his foot on Brock's chest and pointed to WrestleMania sign. Out came Obafemi. They had a standoff. Brock Lesnar tried to F5 Obafemi. Obafemi escaped and clotheslined him over the top rope, sending Brock Lesnar to the ground. Please, Oba, win.
Yeah.
Please.
I think that this match is going to be probably one of the best ones at Mania.
Oh yeah, for sure. If they do it right.
If they do it right.
They got to do it right. Hopefully they do it right. Our first official match was the Usos taking on the Vision, which was just another fine tag team match. LA Knight came out because Logan Paul tried to use brass knucks in the match. So LA Knight took them away from Logan Paul. LA Knight then gave the brass knucks to Jey Uso. Jey Uso clobbered Logan Paul in the face and got DQ'd because the ref saw.
Yeah. Crap happens.
Yeah, stuff happens. And then Becky Lynch comes out, and she's like, I attacked AJ Lee because I want my women's Intercontinental Championship back. I made that championship, and she should not have it. She stole it from me. A little bit of backstory here. AJ Lee was basically the biggest star of the Divas era. It was before the women's wrestling was mainstream.
This is when I was really watching wrestling. I remember how big she was. Mm-hmm. Huge.
So then Becky Lynch brings up the fact that AJ Lee is the last of her generation, and so she is going to beat AJ Lee. And once she does that, the Divas generation will be no longer. And AJ is just like, all right, you want a match? I'll give you that match at WrestleMania. AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental Championship.
Good.
Yeah.
They need to add a little bit more heat, but good.
Yeah, it's going to be a good match.
Yeah.
Our next match was Javon Evans taking on Grayson Waller with Kofi Kingston at ringside for Grayson Waller. Very good match. I thought this should have started off Raw because the tag match was not that big. However, such a good match with Javon winning. No notes, just fantastic. He's only 22.
I know.
Javon Evans is only 22, and they're pushing him to the moon.
He's kind of like how Cody Rhodes was, except for Cody didn't get that push.
Yeah.
But and Javon's much better than he was.
Oh yeah.
Cody's was very raw, but in the sense that in 10 years, people are gonna be like, oh my gosh, how old is he?
Yeah.
In 30 years, they're gonna be like, not 30, but 20. Yeah. They're gonna be like, oh, he's only 35, so I guess 10 more years.
Yeah.
That's what we are like with Cody right now. I thought he was 45. Swear. No, he's only 30.
Yeah. Backstage, we saw Paul Heyman and Adam Pearce. Paul Heyman was just like, hey, next week I want the Usos to defend their tag team titles against the Vision in a street fight at Madison Square Garden. And Adam Pearce was just like, that'll be fine, but you are scheduled for a segment in the ring with Seth Rollins. Paul Heyman goes out to the ring, and he's like, I'm a man, and we're going to handle this like men. Seth Rollins, come out here, face me like a man. Seth Rollins comes out, and Paul Heyman uses the police, and he's just like, I have a restraining order against you. You cannot come in contact with me. And then Seth Rollins breaks out of the police and clobbers him over the head.
Good bit.
It was a nice, fun bit. Still building up this Seth Rollins versus the Vision.
Yeah.
I don't know when that match is going to happen.
I think it's going to happen at Mania. It's going to be Seth Rollins versus Paul Heyman.
Well, I have heard that Braun Breaker is supposedly getting better, and he might be in the Performance Center in a few weeks.
Good.
So that might be the Mania match instead of Paul Heyman. I know you're really sad about that, but I mean, it's what happens. Yeah, so he clobbered him over the head, and Paul Heyman just sits there and smiles in the corner. This next match, Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane taking on Bayley and Lyra. Your favorite wrestler, right?
It's so apparent that Asuka's washed. And then Kairi Sane's so good that...
Oh yeah, she's really good. They need to split the Kabuki Warriors now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't have them fight against each other. You just can't.
No, because it will be bad? You think it'll be bad?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, Lyra picks up the win for Bayley and Lyra in a good tag match. Then we saw IShowSpeed for some reason. For some reason he was there, and Danhausen. And Danhausen was like, you have a lot of followers, so let's work together and let me take some of them. And Speed's like, no. And Danhausen's like, okay, you are cursed. IShowSpeed's cursed. We don't know what's going to come of that. If anything, that might be a Mania match. And then our main event was Penta versus Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. Before this match, Dom was coming out with Liv Morgan, and Stephanie Bacher beat up Liv Morgan because that's a Mania match. So they're going to build that match. This match was really fun. I thought it was a really good match.
Penta's so good, and so is Dominic.
Yes.
So the fact that you put both of them together, this could be a main event feud for a while. Mm-hmm. Like, legitimately main event pay-per-views.
Yes.
Like, I understand that there's a world title, but
this
these
could
two
feed families.
Yes.
This could feed families. With a distraction from JD McDonough in the match, Finn Balor returns, and Penta retains the Intercontinental Championship. Dom versus Finn at Mania? Is that what we're thinking?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. The main event segment now, CM Punk came out and he was like, last week, Roman Reigns said one thing that sent me over the edge. He called me old. Okay.
Out of all the things, you picked that one.
Out of all the things, he called me old. But he's not afraid to embrace it. He's like, am I old? Yeah. Am I afraid to embrace it? No. I'm not covering up these gray hairs like Roman is with the Just for Men. I embrace it. And that was basically the build. And then the Usos come out. Well, first it was Jey Uso. And he's like, stop talking about my family. And then Jimmy Uso comes out. And he's like, Jey, what are you doing out here? This is not what we are focused on. We're focused on the tag division.
Yeah.
And then Roman comes out and he's like, that's the same. Like, you should not be focused in my business. You should be focused on your own business, which is defending the tag titles. And then Jey punches Punk. Punk pushes him down. Jimmy pops in. Roman hits Punk in the back of the head with a Superman punch. And then he powerbombs him through a table. And then beats him up a little bit afterwards. This build is really good.
Good building heat. Yeah.
This is going to be a really good main event.
I want to see them open
the show?
Open the show next week. No more main event for these guys.
No?
No.
Well, we might see that next week. We will see you next week, though, on the Wrestling Review.